Christ is King. Jesus is Lord. What's up, world? This is Rico. Some people, they get saved. Their whole family been praying for them to get their life to the Lord. They finally did it, and 6 months go by. They haven't sinned. They stopped drinking. They stopped smoking. They stopped clubbing. And when they talk to people, they love to tell people, you know, since I've been saved, I don't do nothing no more. That's the wrong thing to ever tell somebody, is that since you've been saved, you don't do nothing. Because as long as you're in the Lord, you should always be doing something. Now, of course, you're not going to do the things that you used to do, but now you're going to be doing things that glorify God. Because if you think that being saved is just all about sitting on the couch watching your favorite TV shows and just not doing the things that you used to do, it puts me in mind of Matthew chapter 25 when it talks about the parable of the talents. One person was given 5 talents, another person was given 2 talents, another person was given 1 talent. The one that received the 5 talents, he went and made 10 talents. The person that received the 2 talents, he went and made 4 talents. And the person that received 1 talent, he went and buried the talent in the earth. And he did no work for the Lord with that 1 talent that he received. Now, I'm not going to read the whole parable for time's sake, but I'll tell you how the parable ended. Verse 30, it says, this Jesus talking, it says, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So this servant that was unprofitable in the Lord, he was cast into hell. So you don't want to fall into that same deception thinking that as long as I'm saved, I don't have to work. Because see, the Lord has a vineyard in which he's looking for workers. Jesus says the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So the Lord is looking for people to do work in his vineyard. The specific reason the Lord saves you is so that you can do work in his vineyard. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6. I'm going to read that because a lot of people feel that after they're saved, they feel that their relationship with the Lord is not the way that it ought to be. And they feel that they should be closer to the Lord. And sometimes they even feel that they don't even have the Spirit within them. Well, this verse answers that, because chapter 11 verse 6 of Hebrews, it says, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So the Lord only rewards people who diligently seek him. Also, when you diligently seek the Lord, that's the only way that you can fulfill the greatest commandment, which is to love the Lord with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Because trust me, if you're not diligently seeking the Lord, there's something else out there that you're diligently seeking. So to be rewarded by the Lord, you must diligently seek him. Proverbs 13:4, it says, the soul of the sluggard desireth and have nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. So you must be diligent in your walk in the Lord in order to receive the fruits of the Spirit and the righteousness that you so desire. Now, Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13 and 14, it warns us of being slothful. It says, this is verse 13 of chapter 3. It says, exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. So, in other words, you must stay busy in the Lord's vineyard so that your heart don't become hardened with the deceitfulness of sin. It says, for we are made partakers of Christ if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast until the end. So at no part of your walk in the Lord should you feel so relaxed that now you can sit there and just kick your legs up and take a break. Because in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, it says, be sober, be vigilant. The word vigilant means be watchful. It says, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So the devil hopes you take a break. The devil don't want you to be busy, because the devil knows as long as you're not busy doing God's work, he can come in and tempt you and get you to sin. Now, Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, he describes the whole walk as a race. He says, "Know ye not that they which run in the race run all?" It says, "But one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain." So this walk that you have in the Lord, he says, run so that you may attain the prize. Don't, have a seat on the bench and just wait for things to just happen. It says, verse 25, it says, "Every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they that do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown." So in other words, when you're striving for the prize, you're willing to endure anything, because in the end, you want that prize. And Paul is saying that's the same mindset you got to have when you're running for the Lord. Be temperate in all things. And then it says, "I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." So the Apostle Paul is letting us know that he's always vigilant. He's always keeping his body in subjection. And he's always running with diligence so that he can receive that prize in the end. Because what's the use of running if halfway through the race you decide to stop and take a break? Do you think you receive any prize? See, the Lord is looking for workers in his vineyard. It's kind of like you go to a job interview and they tell you that you have the job, so you rejoice in the fact that you're hired, but then you never show up for work. And then you walk around and complaining how you don't have any money. That's the same way it is with the Lord. As soon as the Lord hires you, meaning saves you, then he expects for you to work. Now, also, when you look at Hebrews, this is chapter 5. I'm going to read verse 11 and 12. It says, "Of whom we have many things to say and hard to be uttered, seeing you are dull of hearing." Now, the writer is saying that these people are dull of hearing. It says, "For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat." So, in other words, after you become saved, God expects you eventually to be able to teach others on how they can be saved. What's the use of getting saved and you constantly have to be taught over and over again the basic principles of salvation? You are that unprofitable servant that Jesus says, cast him into outer darkness. You be no different than that servant. When the Lord saves you, he's putting you to work. He's not saving you for yourself only. He's saving you so you can work in his vineyard for his glorification. And the only time that a Christian should ever feel like their work in the Lord is over is when they're at the point of death. Like Jesus in John chapter 19 verse 30, it says, "When Jesus therefore had received the vinegar, he said, 'It is finished.' And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost." So until you have bowed your head and gave up the ghost, there's plenty of work for you to be doing for the Lord. Hopefully this has been a blessing for at least one person out there. Until next time, peace.